Okay, good evening, students. This is Dr. Yashwant Lembe of Rajmata Joshi Musar Institute of Computer and Management Research, Dudugao, Pune. Today we have arranged a special session on summer internship project. Summer internship project that is called as SP. That is one of the subject is in MBA semester 3. Completion of second semester, the student has to go a student has to undergo the practical training for 45 days in the industry. It's called as summer internship. Now, it has already instructed us that not to send the students directly to the industries. So they should be given the internship work from home. So let's start with the topic because we had a very less time Zoom meeting within 45 minutes. We have to complete all this session. I will go one by one, chapter wise, and then if you have any kinds of the doubts, you can ask at the end of our lecture. So here, when we are going through the project, we have to make the chapters number 1 to 11, as I will be enumerating one. So in chapter number 1, that is introduction. It consists of the three concepts, three things, that is concept and context of the study, rationale of the study, and sector profile in brief. Now here in the concept and context of the study, already the student has decided the topic of their research or the grade. So here in this topic, the student has to mention that why he has selected this topic and introduction to the topic. Whatever may be the topic, you have to introduce the topic with informations, and you have to collect the lot of informations from books, then Google websites, then relative research papers and articles. And here you have to mention why the student has selected this topic, or what is the urgency, or what is the requirement of selecting this topic. Second is the rationale of the study. Rationale of the study means the student, the researcher or the students has selected the topic. So what is the significance of this study? That is called a rationale. The significance means how this project or this study is going to help the student first. Secondly, how this will be help to the organizations where the students are doing this project. And thirdly, that how it will be benefited to the society, or we can say that consumers or workers, whatever, so on. So here the rationale means significance. It is divided into three parts, that is self, it is importance to the researcher, importance to the organization, and important to the society. And thirdly, we have to mention the sector profile in brief. In sector profile, you have to mention the sector of your organizations or company where you are doing the project, whether it is a manufacturing sector, whether it is a service sector, or it's the banking sector, that you have to mention sector profile in a brief. That in introduction, you have to conclude the three things, that is concept and context of the study, rationale of the study, and sector profile in brief. Again, I will conclude that in concept and context of the study, you have to mention the why researcher has selected this topic. Then in a rationale, what is the importance or significance of this study, and in sector profile in brief means the company where actually you are doing the project. That sector has to be profiled in a brief, in one page. The student must understand the difference between industry and company. Company is the place actually where the student is doing the project, and industry is one that company belongs to which industry. Here I will quote one example that if a student is doing the project in Tata Motors Limited, Chakan or Bhosri, then industry will be Tata Motors. Tata Motors is a group of companies that is called as industry, where the students has to write down the industry profile, that is industry size of the industry, where you will get the information of this from companies' websites and growth trends. When the Tata Motors has emerged, or the sector has emerged in Indian market, and right from inception, this the approach that you have to write growth trends. Earlier, Tata Motors was 1 unit, expanded 2 units, 4 units, that you have to give the how gradually it has vertically integrated or horizontally integrated that you have to mention in the blueprints. And thirdly is a major player and their market share. Here the student has to search out various products of industries and their competitors. Any product, their competitors in the market. You have to give the major players. Who are the competitors and their market share? You can get it from online. You will get information from Google or various research or journals. And the student has to search out these informations and mention in this sub-para. Then thirdly, regarding government supports and policies, where you will get the informations either from the company's website or government's website, whether government is giving any kinds of facilities to the industries, or we can say that facilities in order to run this institution or industry in our country or in our state. Here what happens, the state or country gives some relaxation to the industry to run in our environment. What kind of relaxation? That they may be giving a land that is we called as MIDC area at a very nominal cost. Secondly, that they may be given say that safe economical zone area. Then they may be given free water, free electricity. Likewise, if any policy is there that you now chapter number 3, that is company and product profile. Here the researcher or student has to mention the name of company where he's actually undergoing the project. Now I already cleared the difference between industry and company in the previous chapter. Company is a place actually where we are doing the project, or it's a branch of that industry where the student is doing the project. Here in this profile, in this chapter, the student has to write down the brief history of the company, means where it has started. Industry might have started so many years back, but they have opened up a new branch or company and a particular location where the student is doing the project. You have to mention the brief history of the company, when it has started, then who has started, who are the members, who is the chairman, who is a managing director, that you have to mention, foundation, who has laid the foundation. Then second is landmarks. Landmarks means, right, suppose the company has started in 1991. So you have to mention from 1991 to 2020, how they have progressed, how they have themselves, they have horizontally or integrated, diversified. That you have to mention in the landmarks, means how they have expanded themselves. In short, we can say that how they have expanded themselves, or how they have started manufacturing the various products. Then their major achievements. Every company has got their achievements, in which year, what kind of the achievement, what kind of the prize they have achieved, that you have to mention in the major achievements. Then board of directors, who are the members, board of directors, who are actually running these organizations, or any working group like Tata Motors, General Future Group, working group, you have to mention. The turnover, regarding turnover, you will get the information from company's websites. The strength of company also you will get from company's website, that is their strength, and branches all over the country and city, that you have to mention in a brief. In second para, we have to write the profile of the company's product taken for the study and research. Here you have to mention all the products of the company, and within that product, if you have selected a particular product for research, then you have to mention a specific product that I am doing the next. Now let's go to chapter number 4, that is literature survey. Literature survey consists of relevant books, journals, and articles. Means In order to complete this project, how the researcher or the students has taken the help of various books on that topic, maybe human resource management, marketing management, financial management, or operation supply chain management, that you have to mention the books, which books you are referred in order to get the data. Then journals, how the students referred any journals, national journals, international journals, that you have to mention, and articles. Articles you will get it from various newspapers, magazines, or you can get online articles, research paper. If the students has taken the help of this kind of the literature, then you have to write a review, or you have to literature review. That's the researcher has taken the help of these books and these websites, these journals, these articles, these research papers. That's we mentioned in chapter number 5. Chapter number 5. In chapter number 5, that is objective and scope of the study. Objective, generally it is a topic, or it's a topic that you have selected for the study. That will be objective. Now here the objectives are 2 in numbers. One is primary objective and another is secondary objective. Primary objective is that objective that the researcher has selected for the study. That is aim. That is the title of your project. And secondary objectives are those objectives, those allied studies. By doing the studies, you are going to primary objectives. Right? Primary objective is your topic which you have selected, and to study this topic, what are the various allied study that the student is doing, that is called as secondary objectives. Is it clear? The type of research, that is qualitative and quantitative, I explained. Generally the projects of marketing management, human resource management, sometimes operation supply chain management, which is based on the primary data, they comes under the qualitative research. But it's based on secondary data, financial management, they will come under the category of quantitative research. The student specific research, or is quantitative, and why qualitative and why quantitative. That has to state the reason. In sampling, next point is sampling. In sampling means sample is a unit which is selected by the researcher in order to study. Now, how you are going to select a sample? What kind of the sample should be selected? What number of the sample should be selected? That guide will decide. Guide will help you. Now you have to take the help of guide. Then guide will guide you to what number of samples should be taken in order to get the correct results. So we have to refer the book, research methodology book. There are probability sampling methodology, non-probability sampling methodology there. Then according to the type of research, we have to select the proper sampling methodology. For that, guide will definitely help you. And next is your data collection. Data collection is very important. In research, you have to design the instrument in order to collect the data. If you go through the research methodology, there are so many techniques to collect the data. But generally, we are using interview methods, questionnaire methods in order to collect the data. If the primary data has to be collected, we are designing the questionnaire. If the secondary data we have to collect, we are using the interviews, and we are collecting the data. That data collection techniques, generally we are using the questionnaire or interview methodology. The next point is analysis technique. There are so many techniques for analysis if you go through the research methodology. But generally we are using the tabulation, graphical, and interpretation methods. Data analysis techniques, we can call it as statistical tools used by the researcher in order to analyze the data. So generally, for MBA projects, we are using the graphical representation, tabulation, and interpretation. Then last is limitation. In limitation, the researcher has to write down what are the various difficulties that he has faced during the phase of collection of data. Whether he was having the lack of time, lack of money, or any hindrances, disturbances that you have to mention in limitations. The next chapter is data analysis and interpretation. Now, the phase of data collection is over. You have collected either primary data or secondary data. Now we have to place that data into table format, and we have to draw the graphs. By tables and a graph, the researcher or the students will interpret from above table or from above graph. It is interpreted that what you are actually observed in data after the collection of data, that has to be mentioned in chapter number 6. Suppose you have prepared 20 questions, so 20 tables will be there, 20 graphs will be there, and for each graph and each table, you will have to give the specific interpretation. Now the next chapter is observation and finding. You have interpreted the data. Now, after interpretation, the researcher has to give his own observations and findings. What do you feel? Not as per his views. He has to give the observation and finding based on the data interpreted, the data collected. Observations are based on data which is collected and data which is interpreted by the researcher. He has to give the observation finding, main findings based on the analysis and interpretation of the data. In findings, write down all your inferences and test of hypothesis. Inferences means it is your inferences. It is your intellectual asset. Use your intellectual assets and write the observations and findings in chapter number 8, that is observation finding. Conclusion is the brief summing up of the entire project, preferably with the positive attitude. Conclusion should be given in the positive manner. You can conclude in one single page what is the problem and what is your suggestions. Conclusion. What is the problem, and with your observation, what it is a gist, or you can say that it's an extract of your observation and finding. That is conclusion, means finally what you feel, that has to be mentioned in this chapter conclusion. So the last chapter is suggestions and recommendations. This covers only major suggestions. It should be based on your research insights you have developed. Recommendation should be given based on your interpretation and conclusion of the data. General recommendation and suggestion should not be given. It should be based on what is actually data collected, interpreted, observed, concluded, and according to that, he has to give the suggestions to the organizations. See what should be improved, what should be done. Use your knowledge, the research you have done, the insights you gained, what you have actually studied. According to that, we have to give the suggestions and recommendations. Next. At the end, You have to give the bibliography. In bibliography, you have to mention what are the various books, what are the various websites, journals, articles, newspapers, magazines, whatever you have, literature that you have used, that has to be mentioned in the literature, in the bibliography. Now, your summer internship project. For marketing, you have to consult, your guide is myself. Telephone number is there. Email address is there. For finance, Dr. C.M. Joshi sir is there, our director. His mobile number as well as email ID is given. Regarding human resource management specialization. Regarding human resource management, Professor Sneha Muneshwari is there. Her mobile number is there. Email ID is there. For operation supply chain management, Akash sir is there. His mobile number, email ID is there. Now the student has to consult the respective guide. In case you have any difficulties, you can approach us also. You can approach to guide. The guide will help you. And in this way, you have to complete the project. So